We're back with another week of Lions Watch, this time week 10 versus the Houston Texans. And this list, once again, was very hard for me to make. We do have some players hurt this week, have some players out. I don't really know who's going to get elevated at the time of this video. I have not seen the elevations yet. This will be up after the elevations have been already made, but I am making it prior. So I have no clue what elevations we made yet. So it was kind of harder for me to make this list, so I'm just basing off of what I think what the elevations would be and stuff like that. So step right into it. So my first guy on the Lions watch, you see him on the thumbnail, of course, Za'Darius Smith. He's up in the air right now if he's going to play. He wants to play. He definitely embodies the city of Detroit, by the way, just from his press conference that he had, and just he embodies completely what Detroit is about. So Za'Darius Smith, in my opinion, will play. I just don't think he'll have a limited snap count, but I do think he'll play, and so I'm going to be very curious to see if he does elevate that defensive line. Now, if he doesn't, just because he only plays a couple of snaps, then I'm not going to say anything because a couple of snaps and it's his first game as a Detroit Lion. Now, my second guy on the list is linebacker Ben Niemann. Ben Niemann, in my opinion, is going to get a huge role this week as Jalen Reeves-Maybin and Malcolm Rodriguez are out this week. So he's going to get a large role this week. Really hasn't been on defense like I expected him to these past couple of weeks with Rodriguez out. But Ben Niemann is going to play a lot this game, and he has been very good on special teams and on the defensive side of the ball when he has had to come in this year. So I'm going to be paying attention to him a lot. I have really good feelings I'm going to have a big snap role this game. So I'm going to be curious to see how he does because they got Joe Mixon over there who's a good pass catcher from the backfield. So they got a good tight end with Dalton Schultz as well. So I'm very curious to see how he plays. I'm going to be paying attention to him. My third guy / two guys on the list is Dan Skipper, see him on thumbnail, / Jamarco Jones. In my opinion, those are going to be the two guys that are going to be starting at tackle with Taylor Decker out. Jamarco Jones, of course, has not been elevated yet. Don't know if he will be, but I'm just assuming he will be. In my opinion, this is according to what I've been hearing from other Lions fans, what they think is that Penei Sewell will move to left tackle to protect Jared Goff's blind side, and then Dan Skipper will start at right tackle. In my opinion, it's either going to be Dan Skipper or Jamarco Jones starting at right tackle. I'd be definitely more comfortable with Jamarco Jones starting over Kobe Swearsdal or Giovanni Manu. I would like to see Giovanni Manu at some point, but we saw him in the preseason. He did get better every game he played, but he's still not. I can't imagine him going against an actual starting defensive line, even with Will Anderson out for them this week. Because they still got Danielle Hunter over there, who's still a force. So, in my opinion, it's going to be Dan Skipper, Jamarco Jones starting, so of course I'm going to be paying attention to either one who starts. I doubt it's going to be Colby Swearsdal or Giovanni Manu, especially Manu. Now, my fourth guy on the list, could be a little bit of a shocker, is James Houston. I'm going to be paying a lot to James Houston this week, as if he even plays. I mean, I expect him to, in my opinion, I'm going to give James Houston some points here. James Houston has a very good couple of weeks now. These past 2 weeks, he's been very, very good, getting a lot of pressures. If you watch the tape, he probably could have had 4 or 5 sacks. I don't know about that much, but 3 or 4 sacks within the past 2 weeks. He was that close, just wasn't able to bring him down or be just shy of the quarterback, and he was able to get the ball out before he got to him. So James Houston realistically could have had 3, 4, maybe even 5 sacks in these past 2 games. He's been playing very well. He's been getting some pressure. Now, every once in a while, the offensive lineman will just absolutely put him in the dirt and he can't get past him, but he's shown some potential over the past couple weeks. So in my opinion, I do think he's going to play even if Za'Darius Smith does. And I'm going to be curious to see if Za'Darius Smith, if he does play, how much James Houston will play, and if Za'Darius Smith elevates James Houston's playing level. So that's why. And then my fifth guy on the list, I'm definitely assuming he gets elevated, is Abraham Boplin. He got signed actually last week to the 53-man roster. We waived him to trade for Za'Darius Smith. But Boplin probably 100% will get elevated again. I know we signed another linebacker to the practice squad this week, Ezekiel Turner. I doubt he plays, though. If he does get elevated, it's just going to be for special teams. He won't be on defense. He's only been in the building for a couple of days now. So I doubt he will play. If he is, it's just going to be on special teams because evidently that's what he's known for. It's just a special teams ace. That's why we brought him in. But Boplin played very well in the preseason. Going to get probably a decent role on special teams and even on the defensive side of the ball if he does get elevated this game. So that's why he's also on the Lions watch. And then my honorable mention is Al-Quadin Muhammad. If Muhammad gets elevated, I don't know. That's why I didn't put him on my top 5, is because I don't know if he's going to get elevated. This will be his last elevation if he does get elevated. Now, we do have our open roster spot right now, so that he could be that open roster spot, and we signed him to the 53-man roster with the moves we potentially make today. So I don't know, but Al-Quadin Muhammad is my honorable mention. I wonder how much, again, was Za'Darius Smith if he plays, and how much Muhammad, and how much snaps Muhammad will get if he gets more or less than James Houston. So I'm curious about that. But yeah, so that's my top 5. Once again, my top 5 Lions watch for this week is Za'Darius Smith, Ben Neiman, Dan Skipper / Jamarco Jones, whoever starts the tackle, James Houston, Abraham Boplay, and then my honorable mention is Al-Quadin Muhammad. So leave your thoughts, comments down below. Is there anybody that I missed? And who do you think is going to start tackle? Do you think it's going to be Dan Skipper? Do you think it's going to be Colby Sorsdahl, Manu? Or do you think it could be a guy like Jamarco Jones? So leave your thoughts, comments down below. One Pride Go Lions. Big week this week on all levels.